Welcome to our Mountain Flow Yoga class here at the beautiful Soda Lake in Wyoming. Today's class will focus on opening up our hips. We spend a lot of yoga often in this more crouched position in our hips. Think about folding forwards, think about downward facing dog. So instead we're going to be trying to focus on a little bit more of this more open, extended position in our hip throughout class today. Something a little different. So start in Hero's Pose, Virasana, allowing your eyes to soften or close. Take a few centering, grounding breaths. Imagine your breath running up all the way out through the crown of your head on your inhales. And your breath descending down through the crown of your head, down your spine, all the way into the ground on your exhales. Give yourself permission to be fully present for your practice today. Notice why it is that you're coming to your mat. Is that a reason you want to hold going forwards? Or is there another reason you'd like to bring in as your intention today? Allowing your eyes to softly flutter open. Inhaling, reach both arms up into the air. On an exhale, the right hand comes down, left arm reaches up and over to the opposite side. And send breath into the sides of the waist. And soften wherever you're able. On a breath in, both arms reach up towards the sky. Exhaling, opposite hand down, reach up and over to the opposite side. Welcoming differences side to side with an open heart, open mind. Inhale, reach both arms back up to the middle. Exhale, bring your hands to your low back and come up onto your knees. Taking an easy back bend here, open up the front of the hips. And on an exhale, come to stand tall on your knees. Bring your left leg out towards the side. Right arm comes to the ground, reach the left arm up and over to the opposite side. Send your bottom hand down into the ground with your intention. Begin to curl open through the upper side. And chest begins to reach towards the sky. On an inhale, rise back on up. Bring your left hand to your left leg. Reach this time the right arm up and over to the opposite side. And sending breath into the front of those hips, really pressing your shin down into the ground. And on an inhale, rise back on up, switching sides. Right leg reaches out towards the side. First, bring the left hand down to the ground. Right arm reaches away from that straight leg. Pressing down with your right toe into the ground, feeling the opening across the front of the hips. On an inhale, rise back up towards the center. Right hand comes toward the right leg. Reach the left arm up and overhead. Rooting that left shin down into the ground. Letting your neck be nice and easy here. And on an inhale, rise back on up. Bring the legs towards the center and make your way to all fours. And continuing with our hip opening here, on an inhale, reach back through the left leg, bringing the leg parallel towards the ground. You might notice that your hip wants to stack on top of the other. Try to keep your hips parallel towards the ground, front of the hips gathering together. Go ahead and bend the left leg so the bottom of the left foot reaches up towards the sky. And see if you could even reach it a little bit higher. Allow the right arm to extend forwards. And finding easy breath here. If you're not able to find a breath that allows you to feel calm here, just go ahead and lower the leg down a little bit, maybe bring the hand back down towards the ground. Exhale, release the hand down, leg down. Inhaling, right leg reaches back with a flexed foot. First, just find the front of those two hip points gathering towards each other. And then go ahead and bend that back leg so the bottom of the foot reaches up towards the sky. And reaching forward with the left arm if that's okay for you. And feel like your left fingertips and your right knee are reaching opposite directions from each other. Really lengthening the front of the body, firing up your posterior chain, the back of your body. Exhaling, release hand down, knee down. Inhaling back to the first side. Left leg reaches back behind you. This time reach the right arm forwards, and then bending the knee, bending the arm, reach back for that back leg. First, just find your heel and press your heel into your hand into your heel. So you're firing up your hamstring here. Exhale, release. Opposite side, reaching back with a straight leg, reaching forward with a straight arm. Bending leg, bending arm, touching fingertips to heel. Press the heel into the fingertips. Fingertips into the heel. And sending breath into the back of your body here. Allowing it to work for you, allowing it to fire. Exhale, release. One more time, this time with the thigh stretch. Left leg reaches back behind you. Reach the right arm back. Grab the inner edge of the arch and press the foot back towards the hand. Option to use a strap or a t-shirt here to grab that back foot. And try to find as long of a belly as you can here. Not collapsing in the low back, but really trying to make your whole torso so long. Exhale, release it down. Finding the opposite side, reaching the left arm back for the right inner arch here. And pressing arch to hand. Again, not collapsing in the low belly, but trying to find a nice long front of the body, nice long active back of the body. Exhale, release it down. Coming into downward facing dog here, our only hip flexion for the class. Walk the feet back and forth. Finding some stability here. And pressing arms and feet away from each other. Feeling the sit bones lift up and back behind you. On a breath in, left leg lifts up and back.
Bend the knee, stack the hips. Once again, opening up that left hip here. You can bring the leg out towards the side, making some circles in the hips, exploring the front of that left hip. On an exhale, step that left leg forwards into a high lunge. Back arms reach up towards the sky. Take a bend in your back knee and elongate your tailbone towards the ground. This isn't a tucking under at all. It's more of a nice lengthening in the front of the hip here. The more you send your knee down, the more you can begin to feel this opening in the front of the hip. Maybe you even take your hands behind your head here and pressing your head back into your hands, find a baby back bend here. Inhaling, arms reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, arms reach back behind you. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Back leg can be straight or bent. Exhale, reach them back behind you. One more time. This time, drop the right hand down, coming into a spinal twist here. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Roll out the wrist. Notice you're just collapsing your back hip down towards the ground. Can you keep your feet engaging towards each other? So you find a little active muscular engagement here, like your legs are dragging together while you're in this nice open hip position. Exhale, bring both hands down, step back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Option to come down into child's pose if you need to for these 5 breaths. And on an inhale, right leg lifts up and back, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Again, rolling out that hip, finding movement, finding juicy movement of that femur, that thigh bone in the hip socket here. On an exhale, step the right leg forward, high lunge, arms rise up overhead. Take a bend in the back knee. Feel the elongation in the front of the hip here. Send the tailbone down so you can feel even more opening in the front of the hip. Option to bring the hands behind the head and find a baby back bend here. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, reach the arms back behind you. 2 more times with your own breath, inhaling up. Exhaling to reach the arms back. This time, bring that left hand to the ground, twisting towards that front leg. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Instead of collapsing in that front leg here, the back leg here, can we keep a nice healthy engagement of the inner thighs together? Maybe even finding that back glute hugging in towards the center of the body. Exhale, bring the hand down. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk it out. And on a breath in, breathe the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through high lunge. This time coming into warrior three. You could either bring your hands to the ground, coming into more of a standing split, or reach the arms back behind you towards the back leg, extending the right leg back behind you, flexing the foot. Option to take a bend in the front leg, reaching the back heel and the crown of the head far away from each other. Step back through the right leg. Arms reach back up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward, top of a push-up plank position. Exhale all the way to the ground. And tenting your fingertips outside your mat. Press the toes down. Inhale, curl up, cobra pose. And hold it here, breathing. Exhale, release. This time reach the arms forward out in front of you. Inhale, lift up through the right leg, left arm. Feel a long line of energy out through the back leg, forward through the front arm. Exhale, release. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, release. This time bring the hands to the back of your head. Once again, root press the feet down. Press the pubic bone down and inhale, rise up. As much as you can, not straining with the neck. Keeping a nice long back of the neck. And finding sips of breath. Exhale, release. Last one here, so good for the back of your body. Bring your arms into a T. First, feel like your elbows are coming into line with your shoulders. And then inhale up, cobra pose once again. More of a Shalabhasana, but arms are in this nice goalpost position. If you feel this in the low back at all, try pressing down with your feet more, engaging the inner thighs together more, or pressing the pubic bone down. Exhale, release. Pressing back through all fours or a push-up. Come downward facing dog. And inhaling, right leg lifts up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. High lunge, arms reach up. Coming into warrior three on this side or standing split. Left leg reaches back with a nice flexed foot, trying to stack your hips towards the ground. So both hip points face towards the ground here. Arms can reach behind you towards the back leg. You can have a bent or a straight front leg. It's up to you. And feel your left heel kicking up towards the sky. Bending the front leg, come back, high lunge. This time, exhale, bring the hands to the ground. Step forward for a forward fold, Uttanasana. Shake the head out. And then taking a nice long spine here, bring your hands to your upper thighs and bend your knees. Rise the heels up off the ground. Imagine the heels really want to hit the bum, but you're just not letting them. Firing up the back side of your legs here, maybe even take a little bounce. And see if you could rise up to standing, straightening the legs. Keep the heels trying to kick the bum. Exhale, bring the heels down. Last pose here today, we'll take Natyurajasana, dancer's pose. A little modified though. And then the left leg back behind you. And just like we did at the start of class, reaching back for our heel. Press the left hand back into the left heel and reach the right arm forwards, coming into a modified dancer's pose. You won't go very far likely. That's all right. It's more about feeling that energy, that muscular engagement, that fire in the back of your body. Exhale, release. Opposite side. Reaching back with the right leg, right fingertips come to the right heel. Reaching forward with the left arm. Begin to tip the torso forwards. The real goal here being the engagement of the back of the body. Exhaling, release. Bringing yourself down to the ground. Finishing off our practice with a bridge pose and then Shavasana. And plant the feet into the ground. Recall whatever intention it was you set at the beginning of class. Again, send it down through your feet. Make this movement be full of that intention and solely that intention. Rooting the feet down. Roll up one vertebrae at a time, lifting up the front of the hips. We'll just keep our shoulders where they are today, but turn the palms up towards the sky and press the back of the palms, back of the arms into the ground. Press the back of the head into the ground. In fact, allow everything touching the ground to try to resist it, to push away from it. Exhale, release one vertebrae at a time. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly, eyes closed. And feel the energy moving around inside of you. Notice anything that feels different, without judging it to be good or bad. And allow yourself to meet your body without your story. Like going to a new place for the first time. Noticing everything. And straightening your legs out in front of you. Or finding your version of Shavasana. Allow yourself to rest here on the ground. Palms face up. Legs easy and turned out.
The light in me sees and honors the light and love in you. Namaste.